Hi, welcome to our On Demand. Our composer today is Benjamin Britten. Our introduction question, how many instruments of the orchestra can you name? I'll be quiet while you brainstorm. Well, I hope you named the violins, violas, cellos, basses, flutes and piccolos, oboes, clarinets, bassoons. It says double bassoons, but they're not used a whole lot. Harp, horns, trumpets, trombones, tubas, French horns, percussion instruments like the gong, snare drum, and timpani, and piano. Our objectives: the learner will recognize Benjamin Britten as a composer, listen to his young person's guide to the orchestra, and identify instruments by sound. Benjamin Britten was born in 1913 and died in 1976. Benjamin Britten, noted English composer, pianist, and conductor, has won international fame for writing works that range from arrangements of folk songs for voice and piano to operas. Our vocabulary: timbre, the quality of sound produced by a particular instrument or voice. For instance, you know when somebody in your family is calling you by the sound or the timbre of their voice. Tone, a sound of definite pitch and duration as distinct from noise. So it's different than noise. Music is organized sound. Let's consider that for a second, whereas noise is unorganized sound. Pitch, highness or lowness of a tone. Glockenspiel, that we studied in some of my classes, a percussion instrument made of steel bars arranged like a keyboard and played with mallets. And a mallet is a drumstick with a large tip. Benjamin Britten, he was born in the county of Suffolk in 1913. Benjamin's father was a dentist and a music lover. His mother played the piano and sang. Benjamin began to play the piano and composed his first musical piece when he was 5. After leaving school, he entered the Royal College of Music, where he studied for 3 years. At 19, Benjamin began to work as a musician for a small film company, writing music for films and later for radio plays, as well as children's songs. When the Second World War broke out, Britten gave concerts for the British Army, never giving up composing music. His greatest achievement, however, was creating operas. Among the most popular are Peter Grimm's, performed in many countries. It's an exciting story about a poor fisherman who's falsely accused and driven out of his native village. And the children's opera Néant Flude. Britten is famous for using children's voices both in religious and secular music. I think they mean secular. Among his best works is the somber War Requiem, expressing the composer's hatred for war and death. Melodious and not difficult, Britten's music can be enjoyed by music lovers of all ages. Living in Aldeburgh, Suffolk, Britten started in 1948 the annual Aldeburgh Music Festival, a high-quality classical music festival still held in the town every June and known for its relatively informal atmosphere. For his achievements in music, Benjamin was awarded the Order of Merit in 1956. After studying at the Royal Conservatory of Music in London, Benjamin Britten got a job writing film music. Then he went on to compose choral music, chamber music, songs, and quite a few operas, including some for major events in British history. In addition to being a composer, Britten was an excellent pianist and conductor. Benjamin Britten, born November 22, 1913, died December 4, 1976. He was an English composer, conductor, and pianist. He was a central figure of the 20th century British classical music, with a range of works including opera, other vocal music, orchestral and chamber pieces. His best-known works include the opera Peter Grimm's, 1945, the War Requiem, 1962, and the orchestral showpiece, The Young Person's Guide to the Orchestra, that you're going to be listening and watching to for your independent practice. Incredible piece of music. Benjamin Britten died in 1976 when he was only 63 years old. But his creations are still popular now, and millions of people still admire them. We're going to listen to the instruments of the orchestra. The orchestra is a large group of musicians who play together on various instruments. The orchestra is divided into sections or groups. Each section of the orchestra is set up according to what type of instruments are in it. You probably know some of this. Usually these instruments include strings, woodwinds, brass instruments, and percussion instruments. Leading this group of musicians is the conductor. And I'm going to go ahead and go to this website that I have opened up here. I'm just going to leave it right there because I don't want to move it around too much. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the string section. Now, that is actually from the piece you're going to be listening to for homework, The Young Person's Guide to the Orchestra by Benjamin Britten. The strings are stretched across the hollow body of the instrument and plucked or played with a bow. The pitch is changed by shortening or lengthening the string or by adjusting its thickness, tension, or density. I don't think it's going to play individual. No, it just does that group. Okay, now's the woodwinds. Woodwind instruments, as you know, are made from long, hollow tubes of wood or metal. It makes a sound by blowing air through a very thin piece of shaved wood called a reed or across a mouthpiece. Finger holes along the instruments are opened and closed to change the pitch. Next we have the brass section, and that is a family of wind instruments. It's made out of metal with a cup-shaped mouthpiece. The player creates a vibrating column of air inside the tube of the instrument by pressing his or her lips together in the mouthpiece and forcing air out between them. And last we have the percussion section, instruments that are played by being struck or shaken. I love the percussion. Timpani. All right, nice little intro to what you'll be listening for homework. And then our exit ticket. Name one of Benjamin Britten's compositions. We talked about a couple in here. Give you a moment to think. How about A Young Person's Guide to the Orchestra, which you'll be listening to for homework? So your independent practice is listen or watch the movie clip. And that is The Young Person's Guide to the Orchestra. I keep spelling wrong. Young Person's Guide. And Benjamin Britten quiz is due May 13th if you're in fine arts, and May 23rd if you are in the study of contemporary music in high school. That's it for today. Gotta go. I'm going to run out of time. I will see you Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I'll be proctoring the Keystone exams. So if you're in fine arts, you have an on-demand. If you are in high school, you'll be taking the Keystones, but there will also be supplementary material that I will be going over with you today in class. Actually, I probably should show you where that is. Supplementary material. Here it is. How to access supplementary materials and collaborate link for meaningful instruction through 9 through 12. So if you're in fine arts, you can just log out now and go to your homework assignment. High school, if you're not taking the Keystones, you can log into Brain Honey, click on courses, select K through 12, supplemental materials on the right. Click on 9 through 12. In 8th grade, you're more than welcome to go and do this for the 6 through 8 materials as well. I will have work for 8th grade to do. Click on a subject and choose your activity. Links for live Collaborate sessions. You can go in and have class time links for English, math, science, and social studies. If you are taking Keystone exams next week, make sure you log your attendance each day by logging into Brain Honey. And again, May 23rd for high school music, you will have supplemental materials if you are not taking the Keystones. If you are, you just go, make sure you do your attendance and you go to Keystones. You will not have a recorded lesson for high school music. You will have a recorded lesson for 8th grade fine arts. I hope that makes sense. Because 8th grade fine arts, you're not taking the Keystone exams. If you have any questions, you can email me. I think you understand that Keystone exams are in high school, and some students don't need to take them or have already taken them. So we have extra work for them in Brain Honey. But there won't be recorded lessons in high school. However, I have to proctor them, so you will have a recorded lesson in fine arts. Make sure you do your assignments. Okay, and this is for today. Today's lesson is for Thursday and Friday before Keystones. Have a great day, everybody. Take care.